Hi, welcome to Yoga with Lou Ann. Today we're going to focus our lesson on the lotus flower. So this is a plant that is native to India and Vietnam, and it grows in freshwater, like ponds, quiet parts of rivers, low parts of lakes. So the roots are embedded in the muck, and then the water, because it's shallow, tends to have algae, sediment, kind of murky water. So what happens, has kind of this circadian or daily rhythm where this flower every night closes and submerges into that murky water. And then every morning it comes back to the surface and opens. And the petals are beautiful and white or yellow and completely clean and undeterred by this dirty, murky environment. So there's a lot of lessons here in terms of it doesn't matter our environment. We can still always kind of be undeterred by that. We can always rise every day. Every day is new, kind of trust into our own unfolding. The meaning, the Sanskrit word is Padma. And so we're going to do Padmasana, which is the lotus pose at the end of class. And we're going to start with a lotus mudra or Padma mudra. But the symbolism for yoga is kind of that rebirth, enlightenment, that following our spiritual path, unfolding into our spiritual awakening. So to make the mudra, we're going to start with our hands in Anjali mudra, which is bringing our palms together, and that right there representing kind of that uniting and that belonging and that coming together, and that center space where we press it against our heart. This Anjali mudra acknowledges that I have a divine light in me, and it's the same divine light in you, and that's what connects us, and that we're connected. So we're going to start in Anjali mudra. And then you just keep the base of your palm together and your pinky and thumb finger pressed together as you open, kind of unfurl your middle fingers. And you can kind of look down into that and see how this represents this lotus flower. And we're going to add some breath awareness to that mudra. So on the inhale, sweep your arms up overhead, really reaching, and press your palms together. And on the exhale, bring your hands down to your heart space. Inhale, open into lotus. Exhale, your hands back to your heart. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale, Anjali mudra. Inhale, Padma mudra. Exhale, Anjali mudra. Inhale, extend your arms overhead. Exhale. Inhale, lotus flower. Exhale, hands to heart. Beautiful. So during our practice today, we're going to include a lot of hip openings to get ready for our lotus posture. We're also going to focus a lot on kind of garden kinds of plants and animals. So anyways, we're just going to start with your basic flower posture. So bring the soles of your feet together. Your your sit bones are grounded into the earth. Palms up and just reach under your ankles. Get a nice long spine here and tilt back so you're balancing on the back of your sit bones, and then use your arms to raise your feet. Your soles of your feet are together. You can kind of look into this posture too and feel the flower power. And then exhale. Let's straighten our right leg. Bring that left foot over the top and then stretch around behind you. Maybe bring that arm in front of that foot so you can use a little bit of that tension to twist. So twist from your low back, middle back, upper back, eyes, your shoulders. Take another breath here. Maybe twist more on the exhale. And then inhale back to center. And then let's flip that. So bring the opposite leg over, and then let's twist around to your left. First, get a nice long spine. Really drive that straight-legged heel into the mat. And then twist low back, middle back, upper back, shoulders, eyes. Another inhale and an exhale here to twist further. And then inhale back to center. All right, beautiful. Let's go ahead and crawl forward to tabletop. So your shoulders are over your wrists, your knees are under your hips. Press the tops of your feet into the mat, grip the mat, engage your core. And let's do some cat and cow here. On an inhale, scoop your head, drop your belly, inhale. Exhale, drop your head, arch your back. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Really press the earth away. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. And back to tabletop. Okay, we're going to press our right, extend our right leg and dig our toes into the earth. Drive that heel back, press back. Usually we think of this as a toe stretch. Today, let's think of it as kind of working our ankles because we need flexible ankles later too. So get a nice stretch here. You can feel it in your Achilles too. And then shift forward, lift that extended leg and draw it over to the opposite side and look over. Drive those toes in, stretch that heel back. Get a nice stretch along your right side. Inhale it back. Bend that knee and give a few circles. Guys, open our hips here, warm up our hips, go the other direction. Okay, and then soles to sky. Inhale here in sunbird, and then exhale knee to nose. Arch your back. Inhale, sunbird. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, sunbird. Keep that foot flexed. Exhale, knee to nose. Okay, beautiful. Come back to tabletop. Let's stretch our left toes, leg back. Extend that leg. Drive those toes in. Get a nice toe stretch, but let's think about the ankle, the Achilles. Then shift forward. Take that extended leg and draw it over to the opposite corner. Look over your right shoulder at that foot. Drive your heels in. Drive your toes in. Drive the heel back. Nice stretch here. And then back to center. Bend that knee and make some circles. Nice big circles. The other way. And then find sunbird. So the heel of your sole of your foot presses toward the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, sunbird. Exhale, knee to nose. Flex your foot. Inhale, sunbird. Grip the mat with your finger pads. Exhale, knee to nose. Beautiful. Let's draw our knees wide. Drop our hips back to our heels and find your child's posture. You can leave your arms ahead or bend your elbows. You can press your forehead to the earth or stack your fists or hands. Just take a breath here. Allow your hips to draw back, your tailbones reaching toward the earth. Your shoulders are falling forward. I want you to remind you that you can always come into this posture. I want to remind you that we're going to practice ahimsa as usual in our yoga class and hopefully in our life. We want to do no harm, and that includes to our own body. So as we are stretching and working out our ankles, our knees, and our hips today, I want you to recognize that. You don't want to have any pain. Certainly if you have any injuries or surgeries, you may not even want to do some of the postures. You can always come into child's pose or just make your own variation that's comfortable for you. So on the inhale, go ahead and rise up. Leave your knees wide and maybe even walk them a little wider, as wide as your mat. And then take your feet out and point your toes away from your body. Try to draw the insides of your feet toward the earth. It's frog. So kind of find this here, and you can stay here. You can come onto your elbows or your belly and allow your hips to come closer to the earth and kind of shift forward. So let's take a breath here in frog. Okay, gently press up. Walk your knees back together. And then give your hips a little sway. Back and forth. Okay, good. Now we're going to take that right foot and put it in between our hands. Kind of shift our hips forward and give a little motion here. Then we're going to walk that right foot out toward the edge of the mat. Point the right toes away. And then kind of open that knee and even twist open to the right side. Let's take a breath in lizard. You might see a lizard in your garden. Okay, and then let's walk that back. Let's adjust it so our knee is over our ankle. Top of our foot is pressing into the mat. And then inhale, rise to goal pose, and then your hands over. Extending. Drop your shoulders. Now our right knee is forward. We're going to draw our left arm forward and our right arm back, and we're going to twist here. Really reaching forward and back. Nice twist. So twisting and reaching, and then option to revolve. So drop that back arm down and front arm toward the sky. Okay, now let's windmill our hands back to the earth. Option to curl your back toes under and straighten that leg and come up into high lunge. You may also just stay in crescent lunge and keep your knee on the floor. So inhale up and then goal post and high lunge. Really that left heel is reaching back. And let's draw our left arm forward and our right arm back here. Woo! Really stretching. So that's an option, and then option to revolve. Beautiful. Let's windmill our hands back to the mat, set our knee down, and let's walk it back. Let's keep our toes curled under today as we come back into half splits. Ardha Hanumasana. Front foot is flexed. And walk it forward. Come back to tabletop. Beautiful. Let's do the other side. Left foot comes in between the hands. Top of the right foot is pressing into the earth. And then let's walk our foot out toward the edge. Open that knee in lizard. Option to look over that left shoulder. Getting a nice twist here. And then go ahead and walk that foot back. Let's kind of open our hip here a little bit, shifting back and forth. And then bring that knee over your ankle. And on an inhale, come up into goal pose. Next inhale, arms overhead, shoulders relaxed, crescent lunge. Okay, now we'll drop our right arm forward and reach our left arm back and get a really strong twist here, really reaching. And then option to revolve. So windmill our hands down to the mat, curl that back toe under. Option to come into high lunge. Come into goal pose and then extended arms. Inhale, and on the exhale, drop the right arm up, the left arm back. Get a nice twist here. The heel is really reaching back, really twisting. Option to revolve. Then windmill our hands down here. Let's set that knee down and walk it back, Ardha Hanumasana. It's kind of nice stretch here. Walk it back up. Come back to tabletop. Good job. So let's really find our tabletop here. So gripping the mat with your finger pads, your fingers are spread wide, your knees are under your hips, your shoulders are over your wrists, your tailbone's reaching back, your crown is reaching forward. Nice long spine here. Core is engaged. Now curl your toes under and extend your legs, straighten your legs. Tilt your tailbone so it's tilting down. Keep your core engaged. So plank. We're going to do a little frog action here. So inhale, and on the exhale, bring your knee to your elbow. Inhale to extend the other leg. Inhale and then exhale. Inhale, extend. Exhale right. Inhale, exhale left. Inhale to extend. Exhale right. Inhale. Exhale left. Inhale. Beautiful. Option to stay here or drop to your knees to come into chaturanga. So tailbone reaches up. Keep your elbows in as you, on your exhale, slowly lower heart and chin toward the earth. Option to set down or inhale into cobra. Exhale, lower down. Now press your legs together. Drive the tops of your feet into the mat and inhale to cobra, but then you may straighten your arms so that your legs come off the mat into up dog option. And then exhale, lower down. Inhale, press through tabletop. Curl your toes under and come up into down dog. Let's give our neck a little motion. Bend our right knee and drive our left heel into the mat. Your head should be in between your arms. Then bend your left knee, drive your right heel into the mat. Then drive both heels toward the mat. Gripping the mat with your finger pads. Then inhale your right leg up and back. Three-legged dog. Bend your knee and open your hip to the sky. And then let's give a few hip circles. And then option to keep circling or circle the other way or drop that foot down and inhale into wild thing. And then come back to downward dog. Okay, let's extend our left leg up and back. Three-legged dog. Bend that knee, open that hip, knee to the sky. Let's circle our knee, opening your hip. Option to keep circling or drop that foot and inhale into wild thing. And then come back to downward facing dog. Take a breath in downward dog. And then on your exhale, walk it back to forward fold. Let your head hang heavy. Play with putting more weight in the balls of your feet. Have a soft bend in your knees. Walk it over to the right. Feel a stretch here, probably in your left hip. Straighten that left leg. Soft knees, walk it to center, walk it to the left. Maybe straighten that right leg. Soft knees, walk it back to center. On an inhale, halfway lift. You may be pressing on your ankles or your shins. Lately, I like pressing on my thighs. I feel like it gets a longer spine for me, looking down at the mat. Inhale here. Then exhale, lower down. Soften your knees and then rise to extended mountain. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale. Beautiful yogis. All right, let's walk to the front of your mat and do a few Surya Namaskaras. I will do a modified one first, but you can always do it however you're used to doing it. So let's inhale in mountain. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reaching out and up. Exhale, folding over. Step your right leg back, set your knee down. Inhale in equestrian. Bring that left knee back, and then chaturanga on your exhale. So tailbone tips, lower your heart, chin toward the earth. You can set down, and then come into cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. We're still on the right side. Set the left knee down and step forward with your right foot. And then inhale. In equestrian. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to extended mountain, or rise, hands up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale in mountain. Beautiful. So now I shall add a little bit more if you want. So exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reaching out, up and back. Exhale, reaching out and forward. Step your left foot back. Inhale. In equestrian. Knee back. Exhale. Chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now you can set your right knee down or just step forward with your left and then set right. Inhale, equestrian. Exhale, forward fold. Tuck your chin. Inhale, reaching out, up and back. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale. Another round. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reaching out, up and back. Exhale, reaching out, forward and down. Step your right leg back. Inhale, equestrian. Exhale, forward out, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg steps forward. Inhale, equestrian. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reaching out, up and back. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale. Mountain. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reaching out, up and back. Exhale, forward fold, tuck your chin. Step your left leg back. Inhale, equestrian. Come back to plank or low plank. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg comes forward here. Inhale, equestrian. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reaching out, up and back. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale. Beautiful. So for our standing open postures, there is a lot of balance, and my balance has been not good the last 2 days. So I am going to practice pratyahara. So if I fall out of sequence, if I fall out of balance, it's okay. I'm not going to attach any negative feelings or emotions to that. And you may do that as well. We'll also have to practice dharana, because we're really going to need to focus that drishti, that thing we're going to gaze at to help us keep our balance. Okay. So walk up to the front of your mat. Just take a nice step back with your left foot. We're coming into a warrior 2 posture, so it's a pretty wide stance. The back foot is at about a 60-degree angle. Front toes are pointed forward. Bend that front knee. Build it from the base up, so we have weight in the outside edge of that back foot, ball and big toe of the front foot. We're internally rotating. We're pulling our thighs together. Our pelvic floor and our core and our core are engaged. Our shoulders are relaxed. Our right arm's reaching forward. Our left arm's reaching back. So your drishti, or your gaze, is out over that middle finger, straight ahead of that middle finger. Warrior two, strong, proud warrior. Inhale here. And on an exhale, bend that front arm and set it on your thigh and reach the left arm straight up. So here's side angle. Now we're going to extend side angle. So reach so that your arm comes over your ear. Have a nice straight line from the tips of your fingers all across the left side of your body to the floor on your left foot. Now we're going to bind this, bound side angle. So take that top arm and reach it around your back and take your front hand and see if you can find your fingertips here and grasp that hand. Try and open your shoulder so that your shoulders are stacked over your knee. You're not hunkered forward. Okay, you can look straight ahead or up. Bound angle, bound side angle. Okay, good. Now we're going to reach toward the earth and we're going to step that back foot up. So now we're coming into more of a warrior one base. So the back leg is a little bit more pointed forward. And we're going to put this, but we're not going to do warrior one bent knee. We're going to straighten that front leg. We're going to find pyramid posture. So kind of square yourself over your foot, looking down at that foot, and then allow yourself to bow forward. Then find a flat back. Bend that front knee. So now it's more of a warrior one stance. And then on an inhale, you're going to rise with a flat back to warrior one. Beautiful. Now you're going to keep that weight in your front foot. And you're going to bring that left foot up. And, you know, we could be working toward paradise flower, but we're going to call it half of a frog. So if I face you, what I'm going to do is bring this left knee up, pull it toward me, bring it out to the side. There's my little froggy foot. We can reach underneath and kind of lift from here. Find your drishti, find your balance posture. So this would be working toward bird of paradise, which is another flower. Beautiful. And then we're going to do that on the other side right away so that we're not out of balance. Because if we did it all on one side, it'd be a lot. So let's pick up this left leg, hug our knee in. And then bring that out to the side. Bring your knee out to the side. And then option two, palm up and kind of grab underneath your leg there. So you can lift and kind of pull it out to the side. Maybe flex your foot so you feel like a frog. Find your drishti and bring it back and down. Give your hips a little shimmy there. So now we're going to start the same way, only on our left side maybe. So step your right foot back. Come into that warrior two posture again. So bend that front knee. Let's build it on this side now. Nice straight spine. Pressing into the outside edge of that right foot. Ball and big toe of that front foot. Legs are internally rotating. Pelvic floor is engaged. Core is engaged. Shoulders are reaching out, up and back. Left arm forward, right arm back. Find your drishti or that gaze. Really reaching here, crown is lifting. The only thing relaxed is your face and your neck, maybe. Otherwise, you're working strong, proud warrior. Inhale here. And then exhale, bend that front arm and set it on your thigh, and then reach the right arm up. Really reaching here, not a lot of weight on your thigh. So side angle, then let's, on the exhale, extend that. So now we have a nice straight arrow body along our right side. Shoulders are stacked over our knee. Okay, now we're going to reach that top arm around behind us. Take your front hand and see if you can find your fingertips. Keep your shoulders open, keep your heart open. Kind of helps if you kind of turn your shoulders and your heart and your eyes toward the sky. Beautiful, bound side angle. On the exhale, let's reach toward the earth, spin that back heel up and take a step up. So more of a warrior one base. Your toes are more pointed toward the front on the back foot. Straighten that front leg and then let gravity relax, bow forward. Pyramid one or pyramid pose. Maybe say yes and no here. Bend that front leg. Find a nice straight back here. And I inhale, rise to warrior one. Maybe give your shoulders a roll. Okay, so from here, we're going to put our weight in our back foot, which is our right foot. We're going to raise that left leg. And this time, we're going to grasp onto the, our left fingers are going to grab our left big toe. We're going to extend that foot forward, find your drishti. Nice tall spine here. Beautiful. And then let's bring this bent, keep your knee bent, and then let's bring ourselves into tree posture. So you can put your foot into the hip crease or along your thigh or your shin, or rest your toes on the earth. So find a spot to look at your drishti, and then find a spot for your foot. So your knee should be pointing down toward the earth and sideways to your body. And then your hands can come into Anjali Mudra. Take a few breaths in tree pose. You can always put your limbs wherever you want. You can imagine all the flowering trees, especially right now. Okay, let's release that foot to the earth. And let's work it on the other side. So really root your foot into the earth. Bend that right leg. Right fingers grab onto the right toe and extend. Nice tall spine here. And then let's find our tree. So your foot may go on the same spot of your leg, or you might find a different side for this posture. Put your hands in prayer position. Let's take a few breaths here. Stay connected to your body, connected to your practice. No judgment. Okay, let's go ahead and release that posture. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so now we're just going to throw in a dancer posture as adding more fun and hip opening, shoulder opening, and tricky balance. So let's do both sides. Let's start by putting the weight, I'll call it in your left foot so it matches you. Really feel grounded in the earth. Bend that left foot and grab. You can grab your ankle or your toe, big toe, or grab inside your ankle. So I'm going to grab the top of my ankle today. Knee points straight down and knees are together. I also like the idea of pressing this other arm straight out, and then as we reach out and we kick back. Sometimes we reach up, so whichever way works better for you, but find your drishti, find your gaze. And as you kick into that hand, and when you fall out, right, we're going to practice pratyahara. No negative emotions attached to that. So as you kick into or press into your hand, reach just as hard forward. Keep your eye on that gaze and come into dancer. Okay, let's do the other side. So put your weight in your right foot. Grab onto your top of your ankle or whatever works for you today. Let's reach forward, find your drishti, kick back, reaching forward, kick back, reaching forward, kick back, reaching forward. Fool around when you come out, come back. We always press ourselves to go a little further. So falling out is how we build our strength because we're challenging ourselves. So good for us. We try to be gentle on your body though. All right. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful job, yogis. So we're going to add a little garden animal here, a rabbit. So go ahead and come down into hero's pose. We can curl our toes under and kind of sit back. Give a stretch here. And then let's put our tops of our feet flat on the mat. So for this posture, you're going to bring the crown of your head to the mat. You're going to try to have your forehead touching your knees. So you're going to do the best you can with that. And then you're going to reach behind and grab your ankles. Your fingers are going to go inside and your thumb is on the outside of your heel. So forehead to earth. And then you can't really breathe here, but that's okay. Short breaths, shallow breaths. And then forehead to knee. Gripping your heels. And then see if you can raise your hips, straighten your arms. Come onto the top of your head. Even though you're kind of rolling to the back of your head. And exhale down. Inhale, rise. Let's give our shoulders a roll. That was our rabbit pose. That was our inversion. We got our heart higher than our head. So good job, yogis. Beautiful. All right, let's go ahead and come into seated staff posture. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't do that. Don't listen to me. Go ahead and crawl onto your hands and knees, tabletop. And we're going to do pigeon to do some more hip opening. So right knee comes in between your hands. Walk this foot kind of out of your way so you can walk that left foot back and bring that hip closer to the earth. You're kind of focusing here on this right hip, bringing it down toward the earth. You can stay up if that's not comfortable for your low back. You can come onto your elbows. You want to put a block or even just hold your head in your hands here. You don't want it to be above your head pulling on you. So find a spot or stack your fists. If you're feeling like staying up, that's perfectly fine. You can add a little motion. So you can find pigeons in your garden. Let's make it a fancy pigeon. If you want to bend your knee and reach your left arm back, you can. Kind of get some more shoulder opening here and a little bit of a back bend. Okay, gently come back to tabletop. And then bring your left knee in between your hands. Walk that foot out of the way. Walk that right leg back. Option to stay up. Option to go low. Hold for a second. You kind of feel as you shift positions where you feel stretch more. Stay connected to your body. It's part of your moving meditation here. You can reach back and bend that knee. Then kick open. Give your shoulder stretch, a back bend. Okay, lower that leg down. Now come into tabletop. Now you may crawl forward to seated staff posture. Okay, let's give our knees a little juggle. Let's come into prayer position, Anjali Mudra. And then let's twist over to, well, I'm going to have to say right, but twist over to your right. Put your elbow inside on the outside edge of your left knee, and then give a twist here. You can kind of press your left hand onto your right hand to give you a little more twisting power. And then softly come onto this posture. Let's go the other side. Twisting. Come back. Now I want you to grab let's say your left big toe and pull your crown of your head toward your toe. And then bend that knee. Kind of act like you have a bow and arrow here. So the sole of my foot is pointing away, and then I pull back like an archer. Get a hip stretch here. And then let's grab our opposite fingers and toes. Draw the crown of our head toward our feet. And then let's shine our sole out and then draw it back. So our knee is drawing back. Your front heel is driving into the earth. Beautiful. Let's just spread our legs wide. Just walk it forward. And just come as far as you can, but try to keep your heels driving into the earth, your toes pointed up, and just bow your head down. Let the weight of gravity kind of relax and pull. Maybe those don't go together. Inhale to rise. Okay, let's bring our feet so that we have our staff position again. Then we're going to give our ankles a little roll. So we're going to get ready to go into lotus. So we need our ankles to be flexible. It's not something you're going to be able, if you don't do lotus, we're not going to do it today, but we're going to work that direction. Now so we went both directions. Now let's put our feet together and you can bend your knees a little bit and try to get your feet in like a prayer position, soles touching. And then think about opening that book and kind of trying to point soles out. Okay. Then we're going to take our, bend our knee and circle our foot around. We're actually kind of giving a little warm up for our knee joints. So go the other direction. Right here, crunching. And let's go the opposite leg. Circle, circle, the other way. Okay, beautiful. Okay, now we're going to bring the soles of our feet together. We're going to find our sit bones, sit nice and tall. Grab the tops of our feet, and you can have them however close or far away from your body is comfortable for you. And then just kind of give a gentle flutter. This is our butterfly. One of our larger pollinators for all of our beautiful flowers. Then grab each foot and kind of open it like a book. So you're opening your soles of your feet to the sky. Bend your elbows, and you can kind of use those to drive into your lower part of your leg so you can get a little bit more opening here. Beautiful. Okay, now straighten your right leg. Take your left foot and try to put it in the crook of your arm, and then wrap your other arm around and hug that like a little baby, because this is called rocking the baby. We're going to twist gently right to left. Beautiful. Then we're going to take this foot and we're going to place it in the hip crease. We're going to see if that sole of the foot will shine up and if this knee will lower toward the earth, and if we can sit nice and straight at the same time. So the left heel is driving into the earth, the right knee is going toward the earth, and the left foot is on your hip crease. Or any variation. You can just have your foot on the floor, or if you've got issues, just go back to a hero's pose and do a twist there. Sitting straight, crown lifting. Okay, gently unfold that leg. Okay. Now let's bring the opposite leg. It's going to be your right leg in, and take that foot and put it in the crook of your left arm. And then your right arm goes around, hug that leg up to your close to your chest. Gently rock this baby side to side. Okay, beautiful. Then let's put this foot in our hip crease and then see if that sole of the foot can shine up. I like to keep my hand on my ankle. And then this knee drops toward the earth. Try to sit straight. Try to drive that left heel into the earth. Let's take a few breaths here. Half lotus. Okay, then full lotus is if we fold this other leg in and get it on top of this hip crease. So that doesn't happen for me. And actually this side is harder for me. So to even get a little bit closer, I'm going to flip sides. So you can come into some version of crisscross applesauce if that's available to you, or full lotus if that's available to you, or stay in maybe the half lotus that's tighter for you. But I'd like to try to get into some version of crisscross applesauce or full lotus, because this is the preferred posture for meditation. And not that you have to do this, but if you ever sit down and listen to a meditation video, they always want you to have a straight spine and your crown lifting. And this posture causes that to happen. So my sit bones are driving into the earth. My tailbone is driving toward the earth. My spine is straight. My crown is lifting. Shoulders are relaxed. You can put your hands on your thighs and your knees or let them drape over. Engage your core. And just see. Maybe take your fingers and push your head back a little bit. Our head is usually too far forward, so that our neck is an extension of our spine, because it is. And just see if you can find some semblance of how it would feel to meditate in this posture, or to hold this posture for any length of time. You can find a drishti, or you can softly kind of have your eyes with just a soft gaze, or if it's available to you, you can close your eyes. We're going to stay here for 3 minutes, but at any point you can lie on your back in Shavasana. So I'll keep an eye on the time. Try and feel grounded in this posture. All of our energy channels are all lined up here, which is another reason yogis like this posture. Our kundalini, energy is at the base of our spine. So we can focus energy there and try to move it up through our energetic body, move it up through all the way to your crown. You could visualize energy flowing from the earth, up your spine, out the crown of your head. Try not to think about what's next or any worries. The goal of yoga is to learn to control your thoughts, because they control us otherwise. And sometimes they're not nice to us. Sometimes they get us off track. Sometimes they keep us and hold us back. So we need to recognize when we have a thought that that's not us. Our true self is under our thoughts, under our experiences. It's even beyond our memories. So go to your center, go to your core. This is where we can commune with our true self. Like the lotus flower, we can trust in our own unfolding. We can be beyond our circumstance, beyond our environment. If you've chosen to go into Shavasana, could you please bring awareness to your body and breath and gently roll over onto your right side? And then press yourself up into a comfortable, easy seat. Maybe it's full lotus or part of it. It's all good. Yoga is about the process, not the outcome. Keep that in mind, por favor. Let's bring our hands together, uniting everything. Everything belongs, everything fits. Bring your heels of your thumb into your heart space, into that heart energy. Then on the inhale, let's unfold into Lotus Mudra, Padma Mudra. And then exhale back to Anjali Mudra. This mudra honors the divine light in both of us. So the divine light in me honors, recognizes, respects, cherishes, loves that same divine light in you. Namaste. Great, good job.